You haven't been there yet today?
Nope.
Oh, all right. We're going to go right after we leave here if you want to cruise by.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, we got Hardheaded Productions Podcast 23. Once again, I'm John. We got
Ellis.
Brandon.
And that's it. So thanks for listening, and Havoc Pools or something, and we'll talk to you next week. No. All right, what's going on in the world?
I was watching the news before I come over here, and there's this all this commotion about these glasses that they're selling for the eclipse that people can buy, these special glasses, and a lot of them aren't up to the code or whatever they're supposed to have, and they're worried about people getting hurt and damaging their eyes and whatnot.
All they need is Mylar. Like those old school Mylar balloons and stuff. You can actually look through that. Yeah. Put the shiny side out and then look through it, hold, and you can see. But whatever.
That's, August 21st, the eclipse thing?
Yeah, 2nd or 21st or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
In totality. I was reading this thing on it. I hope this is still recording because I just minimized it. And it is perfect, so I can open another window on here. Yeah, I think it's 21st, 22nd, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It crosses like 7 or 8 states or something like that, from like Oregon, and goes like diagonally all the way to like South Carolina or something like that.
They take the best place to watch it at the beach, Huntington Beach, Balboa Beach.
Yeah, but you won't see it, and you won't see the total eclipse there.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a real narrow band where you can actually see the total eclipse.
Yeah.
So that's those 7 or 8 states. You can see it pretty much anywhere in like the northern hemisphere, I guess. But it is to see a total, like, you know, where all you see is the aurora around it and stuff like that, like where the sun is completely blocked out. That's only to like 8 or 9 states or something like that cut diagonally there. So, but it's interesting. But yeah, I don't know what date it is. But I don't know. We might not even make it there. I think North Korea is going to nuke us before that, right?
Yeah, probably Guam.
They threatened Guam
or somebody,
and of course we're threatening them back.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I think still saber rattling. I still think China's going to step in and say, you know, all right, this shit's got to get knocked off. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess there's a big chicken at the White House today. In front of the front lawn, I guess someone ordered it. It's like a big giant chicken of Donald Trump. It's pretty hilarious, but I don't know how it got in there. But it's on the news and everything.
Is it a chicken body with a Trump face?
Truck wig, yeah.
Oh, brother. Jeez.
So, that was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Be a good restaurant, Trump chicken.
Oh, God. There you go.
So the Kenny Rogers chicken?
That's great.
No, you remember? Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
And they had that Kenny Rogers chicken thing or something like that. I don't remember much of Seinfeld, but I remember a few points like that.
Mad TV used to do a skit on that too.
Oh yeah,
pretty funny. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know what. So Brandon, we haven't talked about some TV shows in a while. We started off our podcast 1 talking about Game of Thrones.
Oh yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit because we're 4 seasons. Are you up to date?
Yeah, kind of. Like,
okay.
I'm still watching it, but I started last week's episode, like the best episode ever.
Okay, so you're up to date with what?
Yeah,
so you're through 4 episodes of the season. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a pretty interesting ending on that last one.
That's my girl, Denier, speaking raising hell on everybody. And that one guy got lucky to be alive, and now he's drowning. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he'll still live.
Yeah. But it seems like Daenerys was going to take it, hopefully, and then that's what happened. Joel's healed finally, so that's good. Now he's going to probably find her.
Yeah.
And then
then they also played their hand now with like the giant bow and arrow, you know, or the giant I guess crossbow. I would call it. So now they know that exists,
and now they can kill him.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting tactics going from there forward. But I don't know, man.
Good show. Another good show to watch is Ballers on HBO. It's about like football.
I'm fully caught up on that, dude.
That's a really great show.
I just started watching that maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm all caught up now. So I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor, man.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He's funny as shit. Like he can do some dramatic roles in that, some comedy in it. Obviously, physical action stuff he can do. We all know that. But yeah, he I like that show a lot, man. It's basically Entourage, but with
football players,
and they're going to get some basketball and some other stars, like athletes.
Yeah.
It's like
the life of football player.
But it's he plays an ex-football player that now does like money management, and he works with like the agents and their money management and what they should do so these athletes aren't going broke and things like that. But then he has some shady stuff that happened to him in the past, so there's all this different things like that. And now that's all about bringing the football team to Vegas, so they brought in like real life stuff, So that's what this season's about right now. So it'll be interesting to see. What I like, I mean, it's a good show. It's definitely, but it is done by the same people that did Entourage. It's Mark Wahlberg's production company. It's like the same directors, writers. It's a lot of the same people as Entourage. So it's got that feel.
Yeah. He actually knows the game too because he played for Miami University.
Miami, yeah. They show in the beginning credits. They show his jersey, and he's like celebrating on the field and stuff like that in that jersey.
He was on the team with Warren Sapp. But they had some good teams there.
Yep.
So,
I don't know.
Annabelle's coming out with movies. That's gonna be pretty good.
What is
Annabelle? Another Annabelle movie. How it started, I guess. So that's gonna be pretty good. The origin of the doll. That's gonna be pretty good.
Oh, cool.
And then we can make him that, and so that's gonna be interesting. I mean, you can't. Tim Curry is like awesome, and this guy, I don't know if he can. He's not gonna match it, but. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be, I don't know. There's some movie. I like the new It will be cool. I like the original one with, what's his name? I always mess this up. Kurt Russell, I think, is it? Is that who is in?
Was in that movie?
I think so. The Stephen King It, where they're like in the
clown.
I want to say I was going to say Tim Curry, but
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. No, you know what I'm thinking of is the Thing.
Oh, the Thing,
where he's up in the like Antarctic.
Yeah,
I think they already had a remake of that recently. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of. Yeah. Oh yeah, It is the other one. That's right. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Tim Curry.
Yeah, good actor too. But this guy, like I said, he's a good. He's a decent actor, I guess. He was in some movie like Meet the Millers, I guess. But now this might be his real world. See if he does a good job in it.
Yeah,
and so
Tim Curry does that genre pretty good. The like oddball stuff, he does that really good.
Yeah. Like in Reservoir Dogs? No, not I think
he was in Rocky Horror. I think one of the Rocky Horror movie pictures.
Yeah, he was in Rocky Horror, but then I think he was in Reservoir Dogs, and he was in Pulp Fiction as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So remember he was with the Honey Bunny, the ones that were robbing the restaurant. And,
Great movie, by the way, Pulp Fiction. Great movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which now I'm stuck on another TV show. It's on FX now, I think. It's called Get Shorty with Ray Romano.
Okay,
I'm interested to to watch that actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you watch the movies? Get Shorty, Get Shorty 2?
Yeah.
With John Travolta and. Was Danny DeVito and Gene Hackman and all those. Yeah. I thought Get Shorty, the first one, was actually a decent movie. It's
really
one of the few John Travolta movies I actually like.
Right.
But yeah, I'm interested to see about this because it's played with that British actor. I like him in a few things. Like he's done some comedy and stuff before, and I think he's going to be a little more darker. Get Shorty than like the movie was. The movie was more like, hey, happy-go-lucky, like I'm a badass, but I'm not really showing him a badass.
Right.
This, I think, it's going to get like almost like. What's that? Oh, I can't think of that other one where that guy's from Boston and he come out here and his brothers own the boxing gym and their dad's all fucked up and he does like make stuff disappear for movie people and God, I can't think of the name of that show. Ray Donovan.
Oh, Ray Donovan. Okay.
It's I think the Get Shorty new series is going to be like a Ray Donovan-esque where he's like it's dark, like it's just like he's going to get in some places where it's like he's doing shit that he knows is wrong, but it's for his own good,
Yeah.
But how do you think about like these TV movie or these movies going TV shows like Lethal Weapon? That was a joke. Rush Hour was a joke. What other movies TV shows that flopped?
There's some things out there that I Chips, Chips movie.
Chips, that one
that became a movie.
Yeah.
It became a TV show that became a movie.
Right.
Here's the thing: like some of those, they go back and forth, and there's some new series that's coming out, and I was like, oh, it's the new it's the Ophelia or whatever with the guy that created Family Guy.
Okay.
Can't think of his name.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, Seth
Yeah.
MacFarlane has a new series coming out where it's like a Star Trek spoof
Okay.
TV show, and it's a whole TV series. They're trying to make this into a
Wow.
like you want to do a 10-year long run on this spoof of something. Like I think that's what the thing. I think it's some of these things that are becoming TV series should just become mini series.
Okay.
Like just do 3 to 5 episodes and do it as a mini series. And then that's it. You can tell the whole story in 3 to 5 episodes.
Yeah.
When you're trying to draw this whole thing out for 3, 4 seasons at 10, 12, 20 episodes a season, I don't know. I don't buy it. I can't buy into that type of characters for that long. And like a movie, when it was already a hit movie, and now you're going to do it as a TV show, like you covered it in 2 hours or 2.5 hours in a movie, and now you're going to do a half hour a week or an hour a week. Like, how many stories are you really going to be able to tell? Why don't you just do a 5 or 7 or 3 or 5 or 7 hour-long episodes and call it what it is, just a mini series? I don't know. I think the attention span is better that way too. I can get into something that's 5 or 7 episodes instead of waiting a year and something else coming out, unless it's as good as Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad was or The Sopranos was or Entourage was a half-hour show. So you weren't that invested every week. It was just a short period of time.
Yeah.
But these hour-long dramas, I mean, once they go 5, 6, 7 seasons, I mean, you have a lot of time invested watching it, and you got to keep up. And I just sometimes my attention span is like, it hasn't been on in over a year and a half. I forget about it now.
Yeah.
Like there's shows that I literally like House of Cards, even though it's just on Netflix. But that's a great series. It was. I mean, the first couple of seasons, I was into it and loved watching it. But then I just I got burnt out. That Orange Is the New Black. Same thing happened with that one. I watched the first season or so, maybe halfway through the second, and then and then there was like this delay before the next season or whatever comes out, and I get burned out and I forget about it, and I'm already moving on to something else. But if you just do those as like a 5 or 7 episode miniseries, I think it works better.
Like The People vs. O.J. Simpson, that was a good
it was
TV
great
show.
because it was like 3 or 5 episodes or something like that. So
It's
that
a
works
mini
great.
movie,
Yeah, it's a mini movie. Gives you all the information you need. It's just a short, concise. Like you can't do it in an hour. You can't do it in 2 hours. But you can tell that whole story in 7 hours.
Yeah.
So, but like this new Get Shorty. Is it really gonna be 10 or 12 episodes a year plus then an extra season? Then we have to wait 9 months or 10 months before the next season, or they break the season apart so you get like 10 episodes now and then 10 episodes later, like Walking Dead does. Like you get 2 almost twice a year. Almost you get like a little chunk here, a little chunk there. Like I don't know. I hate that waiting period between. If you just tell the whole story and then like, all right, cool, I liked it. Now I'll buy the DVD, Blu-ray 3, and I'll buy all 7 hours, and I can watch it when I want and get into like the director's cuts and the making and the behind and the interviews and all that kind of stuff that I like to watch. I love watching that stuff, but I don't know. I just can't for a 3-year, 4-year span.
Yeah.
You want to turn this into a hit show? I don't know. Is the hit show thing really a hit show thing anymore?
Really?
With everything going to streaming, with everything going to like podcast form and things like that. Like people want stuff on the go. They want it short, concise, and move on.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
All right. What do you think, Ellis?
My rant of the day. A new segment. John's rant of the day.
Yeah.
It gets hard to follow because then at the more episodes, like John was saying, then they got to drag it out. And you get to the good part. Oh, well, come back next week and da-da-da. So it gets hard to follow, and you get impatient with it. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want it, short volume and get to the point with it, and it's more entertaining that way than to just drag it. And you have to wait to the very 10th episode to see what's going to happen.
That's why people binge watch when they stream things on Netflix, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. You can watch. You can binge watch a whole season in like a couple of evenings.
Yeah.
I watch 6 hours of something just randomly. I can watch 3 hours one night and 3 hours the next night, and I've caught up. I've watched the whole thing now in 2 days. So it's. I mean, that's why I like when Netflix does come out with a series. It's all available right away.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't make you week to week.
Yeah.
They release 10 episodes or 12 episodes right away. They do House of Cards, Orange Is the New Black, or they did. Even Bill Burr has like a little comedy thing on there. They released, I think his first one was 6 or 7 episodes. Then it was like 10 episodes or 12 episodes for the next season or something like that. And they just release it all at once. So you can binge watch it and you're over it. I don't have to wait. I think that's a lot better deal.
Yeah.
So if TV in a way did the same thing, but TV wants they got to sell commercials, and it's the hook, and it's the ratings, and it's the come back next week. But the first 15, 20 minutes of a show is just recap almost, and you don't really get into the meat of anything. And then there's a cliffhanger, and then you have to wait a week. I just don't. I can't. With DVR and everything now, come on, man. I'm going to record it and watch it when I want to watch it. And I'm going to fast forward the commercials.
Yep.
But then, people ruin it too on like social media a lot. Like,
oh yeah, you can't.
Now you can't. That's the thing that sucks about it. Is like spoilers. Like, oh, you watch Fucking Dead? Like, someone died. Like, oh, well now. Thanks for winning that. Like, Sons of Anarchy. My friend told me what happened. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna watch this anymore because there's no point. That and Breaking Bad. It's for two good shows to watch, but social media ruined it for me. So
yeah, well, it's like it's like trying to watch a sport, like trying to watch a Super Bowl, like a day later when you haven't watched it.
Yeah,
you know you're going to find out on social media. Somebody's going to talk. You're going to overhear somebody. It's just what it is. You know, you're going to be getting gas, and that little like pay at the pump thing comes on. It's like, you know, you're going to hear the fucking score there or something like that. It's just it's hard to get away from stuff like that. That's why I hate watching sports like after the fact. And if I record a game or something like that, it's so hard to turn everything off and then focus on the game. Like, all right, I need to set this. I need to make sure I don't run into the score or find out what happens. So, you know, sports, you know, obviously goes week to week or day to day, but it's not, you know, it's the same cast of characters each week. It's you know, it's just like a series in a way. But I don't know. Speaking of sports, what are your baseball picks for the? Getting down, we're in the middle of August right now, so we got a month and a half of playing left before October. Like
I said, I think it's going to be the Yankees and Dodgers, and I think Dodgers will win it. Hope God they win it.
You're not good with your predictions on sports this year on the podcast, so how about you not pick the Dodgers?
What? Yeah, true. We'll get Washington, and how about that? Go to Washington Nationals.
I was leaning towards Dodgers, Yankees, but now I'm seeing Cleveland lately, and oof.
Cleveland's a solid team. Yeah, Boston's still a solid team.
Yeah. It could be Dodgers and Cleveland. I wouldn't be surprised at that.
Yeah, I don't think the Cubs are going to do. They're not going to repeat. Obviously,
no.
I think the Nationals are scary. Obviously, the Dodgers are scary, and I'm actually worried about if Colorado makes the wild card, because anybody goes into Colorado with Mile High Stadium and all that crazy shit that happens in that stadium. It's such a big field. The ball carries. You'll have games that are 6-7 run leads, and they evaporate in the ninth inning like nothing. Wonder what that's like.
Oh God! At least last night they held on.
Even
that got scary.
Making fun of Ellis's Angels because 2 Sundays ago they blew that 7-run lead or something. 6-run lead.
Back-to-back Sundays they blew leads like that.
See, that's
called the Sunday shit show.
But yeah, Colorado, weird stuff happens, man. So I don't want to. And then weather could get weird in Colorado too. I mean, you get into late October or mid-October, and all of a sudden that fall weather hits Colorado and it starts getting cold. And the East Coast is that same way. You get that, and so. I mean, I definitely want the Dodgers, but I think it's going to be Dodgers and Cleveland, and I hope the Dodgers win. Obviously,
so we all want the Dodgers to win. Jeff Ellis.
No, I want them to win.
Okay.
I want to win. I want to see that parade in L.A.
Would you go to it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
They haven't won since '88. Of course, I'd go to it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go to a parade, man. I can't deal. I'm not a big fan of crowds.
Yeah,
it's fun. I mean, especially when it hasn't been a long time. I mean, I went to one Lakers parade in like 2000. Then when they won again, I was like, okay, I already been to one of those. I'll just watch it on TV.
I went to the Kings parade in 2012, and that was
cool.
That's why I don't think I'll do it again, because it's just craziness.
Yeah, never been
too many people.
Yeah,
too many people, and you can't see anything. I mean, you just see them double-decker buses go by and they wave, and then that's it. I mean, what the hell? I could watch it on TV, pause it, get up, go to the bathroom, make myself a sandwich, crack open a beer, sit down, watch it again. I know the parades are like at 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. I may be drinking that Tuesday afternoon or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
Celebrate with my team.
There you go.
But
I did go in '85 because we finally beat the Celtics, and I had to go to that one because I can't stand the Celtics, and so when we finally beat them, I ditched school and went to that one.
Nice.
I took the zero grade for the day. I was like, I just had to go.
85, you were probably in college already, weren't you?
No, I was junior high school.
No.
Wow.
Applying for college.
All right.
I was 11.
I wasn't even born yet.
All right.
There we go.
Moving on.
Youth gone wild.
Yeah.
Buck wild.
That was last
night. Yeah, you were trying to get buck wild last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. To answer your question from earlier, you didn't do anything inappropriate. So
okay, good.
I was going to let that one hang, but we'll talk about it on the podcast now.
I was like, we'll go eat somewhere else.
But yeah, so you want to tell us about your new adventure?
Yeah, just getting it off the ground. It's going to be called Ellis Security Systems. I'll be doing security for special events or small parties or private stuff, whatever, and just getting it going and stuff like that. So just getting it out there and just getting off the ground, and got 1 or 2 events lined up, and take it slow and see how it goes.
All right, congratulations on starting a business.
Thank you.
Your own personal business is a crazy thing to do, man. You get you work twice as much and make half as much. So
yeah.
It's all on you too.
Yep, that's why everything is yourself. So,
but I like answering to myself than answering to the corporate America.
Congratulations and good luck with that, and we'll look forward to
thank
you being a sponsor of the podcast eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, so man, anything else for you, Brandon, right now, or what?
Nothing. I got nothing going on.
Yeah,
just laying low.
Any concerts or anything coming up?
Atmospheres this Saturday in Pomona. He's a rapper from Minnesota. He's pretty good.
I think I've heard that name.
It's a good concert. Like I saw him once. One of the best rap shows I've been to besides Eminem's. Like I'd probably put Eminem first and Atmosphere second because like the stage presence and like all the stuff he uses, the props and everything, really good.
Did you go to Warped Tour this last weekend?
I did not.
Oh, yeah?
I missed it. Yeah, because my cousin was in town from Arizona, so I hung out with him the whole time.
Oh, okay.
And so, but my other friends went. Like Slayer played last Saturday, and then Warped was on Sunday. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, missed both those shows, but it's okay. I already saw them, so it's all good.
Cool.
That's cool.
Wu-Tang Clan did Long Beach this past weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw that part of it on the news. It looked like it went pretty good. Okay. It was packed house.
Nice.
Yeah, I know on one of I guess the Warped Tour has like a bunch of stages or something like that. There's like 4 or 5 stages or something, I guess I heard. So I guess on something like the full punk rock scene, like death metal, screamo music, they, a friend of ours, his brother's in a band, they tour all over and stuff like that. They're big on the West Coast, or big on the East Coast, and I guess they're really big in Japan, we found out last night. But I knew... Well, I saw it on their social media, but then our friend was telling us last night his brother got on the stage with one of his favorite bands and did guest vocals for him.
Oh, nice.
So it was really cool. He got a big, the crowd was going crazy. I guess their band was, the Face Your Maker is the name of his band.
Okay.
And they, when they got on stage, they went on stage first, and their crowd, stormed the stage and knocked over the barricades and everything like that, was getting on stage, and that was the very first band to go off. And that set the whole tone, I guess. So, but yeah, Face Your Maker played, and then they're I mean, not really my style of music. I'm not into that full scream, where you can't really understand what you're saying. But they're very talented guys. So, but yeah, awesome. They played at Warped Tour.
Nice,
cool. Yeah, I haven't been to a concert in a while. They don't have any coming up that I know of that I'm going to go to.
The fair is coming up, so maybe there'll be some good things. At the,
LA County Fair.
LA Fair is coming up pretty soon.
Actually, let's look at that while I'm
because OC's winding down. I think this is the last week.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, it's usually. Yeah, the LA County Fair will probably start next. I think it's the end of this month or the first weekend of September or something like that. I think it's usually
September
because Labor Day.
Labor Day is usually
It's in that area.
Yeah, it's right around there. Let's see, LA County Fair. Pull this thing up. September 1st to September 24th. And we'll look at pull this up. Entertainment, concerts, and we'll see what it is. Yeah, I like the LA County Fair, man. Mm-hmm. I've always liked it. I mean, it's kind of been the same lately, the last few years. It's got away from some things that I don't really like. I mean, it got away from things that I do like, and it's more just commercial stuff now than it's not really like it used to be. So let's see. I love the 90s LA County Fair 2017. Hunter, let's see what more info on that. Hunter Hayes, I'm assuming that's country.
Probably. Guy named Hunter, yeah.
Yeah. Juanes, I'm assuming that's Latin. Boys to Men and Kenny Babyface Edmonds.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson,
Get Band.
nice. Yeah.
Patti LaBelle and Queen Latifah.
Oh, my.
Trace
Okay.
Adkins. That sounds country.
I heard him.
Yeah.
I actually heard him.
La Arundalala Banda El Limon. I'm
Gesundheit.
assuming that's Mexican or Hispanic. The Whispers and the Stylistics with Lenny Williams. Fifth Harmony.
Okay.
Styx and Kansas.
Candace? Ooh.
Mm.
Ramon Ayala. Zeus Bravos del Norte. War and Tower of Power. And Chicago.
Always war.
Wow.
Every time, always war.
Yeah, Styx. It's like Styx, Kansas, War, Tower of Power, Chicago. I think are always on the fair circuit.
It's like a lifetime contract.
What's this, I want to see what this '90s thing is, though. It's not loading right now for some reason. Oh well, so I can't look that up as we're doing the podcast. Oh well, hopefully we're still doing the podcast. Oh, it's still recording. Good. Yeah, so that's
September 1st to 24th. Then Oktoberfest is going to be cool. And then
Yeah.
jumping ahead of ourselves, but holidays are coming up, and that's going to
now. See, I've been to the Oktoberfest. Have you been in the one at the LA County Fair?
Yeah, it sucks.
Do you like it?
No,
oh
it's
yeah, I don't
horrible.
like it either.
The best one to go to Big Bear.
The Big Bear one's cool, man.
Yeah, that's the best one to go
It's
to.
really cool. It gets crowded there.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the one actually out at I don't know. It's that like German thing down. There's a couple in Anaheim, and there's
and
one out
in
in
Long
El-
Beach.
Yeah.
That's a nice one, too.
But the LA County Fair one, I was like, that was weak when I went. I was like, this is
Yeah.
the dumbest thing I've ever done, and it was like I don't know, $15-$20 to get in or something
Yep.
like that, plus parking.
Yeah.
I
And then
was
they had
like-
like only 3 certain beers, like 4
Yeah.
beers. Now is it like really this?
And it
it
was-
tastes
yeah.
horrible too. All of them. Did
It
they
was
get
like-
like Coors Light or anything?
It was it was like Bud Light,
Um,
and then they had like I think Hangar 24's like Hef.
yeah.
And that was like their heavy German beer. And then I think they maybe had Heineken or something like that. Like their beer selection was shit. The food section was probably better, but it's still the
It's
fair.
still
It's just like
expensive,
it's
yeah.
still like it's all like not worse than sauerkraut and this and that, whatever, but different food trucks. But it's just like this same fair food stuff that you get like during the fair.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I paying $20 to come in here? And I don't know. I mean, it's just a reason to drink and excuse or something like that.
Yeah.
But then there's just like there's about 120 cops hanging out there, and it's not worth it, man.
No.
Go to Bevmo or Total Wine or somewhere like that. Get some good German beers. Ask the people there what they recommend, and then just barbecue and hang out at home, man. Like buy some brats, some sauerkraut, some rye bread, some deli mustards. Throw that shit together and have a good night
There you go.
with a couple of German beers, man. And watch Die Hard.
Yeah, I take every holiday movie.
Well, no, Die Hard because he's German. Because
Yeah.
he's Hans.
Yeah.
Not because it's actually based at Christmas time.
Um,
So I was going with that.
yeah.
What's your boy Dirk's favorite character? Hasselhoff.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff,
That's his
yeah.
idol. Yeah.
Freaking Baywatch man, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Awesome.
And another movie that flopped, TV show, the movie, it sucked. Baywatch.
With Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. But my friend had a little cameo on that, so it was cool.
Well, that's cool.
I didn't see her, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, my there was some movie that came out like Piranha or something like that, and it was like they filmed it at like Lake Havasu or something like that, and my nephew's in it.
Oh, nice.
He's an extra.
Right,
Wow.
It's basically just a B-rated horror movies that show girls with their boobs flopping around, and then everybody gets eaten by piranha.
Slash flick. Cool.
Yeah, it's a slasher horror movie. Yeah, I have a rule about that. Like, if it's a horror movie and I don't see boobs in the first 10 minutes, it's not a good horror movie. That just floppy boobs need to happen in a horror movie. That's the way it was in the 70s and 80s, and that's the way it should still be today. The movie could be dumb as fuck, or the same thing with like stupid campy comedy movies.
Yeah.
Like your Van Wilders or your Corky or Porky's and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And Fast Times at Ridgemont High was actually a good movie. I think. It wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't that campy, but I'm thinking of what's the other? It's along the same time frame as Porky's and there's some other like campy, stupid, like just Ski Patrol and all that shit like that. It happened back then. I can't think of the other movies I'm thinking of, but if you don't see floppy boobs in the first couple of minutes, man, like this movie ain't for me.
Another, just found out that I'm a big fan of this movie. Super Troopers, they're making a sequel. They're done.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, they did crowdfunding for that movie through Chive, the website, the Chive. They did crowdfunding through that, and I think they did a I don't know whatever that like website is to do crowdfunding, like support the movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did it all on their own to raise money and stuff like that. And what's their Lucky Lizard or something?
Yeah,
is the
Lucky
name of
Lizard,
the company?
yeah.
Is it Lucky Lizard or Lazy Lizard? Or
I think it's Lucky Lizard.
Something Lizard.
Yeah.
It's something Lizard is their production company. Dude, Super Troopers is a funny movie.
Yes,
dude.
it was.
What do you think of, what was it, Dread Island or whatever they did?
Oh, yeah. You know what? It was funny, but it wasn't super duper funny.
It was not super duper
but
funny.
it was good, but some of it they over exaggerated a lot. Like had to drag on a little bit. So I'm like, okay, now it's just getting dumb. But it was funny parts in it.
And then the other one, what's the one where they were the beer drinking and they went to Germany? Beer Fest.
That was a good movie.
That was
a good movie.
That had funny parts to it.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Like that's what you have to do. Like get your crew, go to Vegas or go to Germany, just out drink people.
With the boot.
Yeah,
Das Boot.
now that was a good movie.
The Beer Fest and Super Troopers were hilarious. Hopefully, Super Troopers Dose will be just as funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did. They basically had fans of theirs send in everything from $5 to $20 to a couple $1,000, and people they took that money and made a movie. So, I mean, I applaud them for doing it that way instead of having some production company and going about it whatever, and they have to put their spin on it. They did it the way they wanted. They can tell the jokes they want to tell.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't do well, then it doesn't do well.
Right.
But yeah, Super Troopers was that'll be funny to watch the second one. Yeah, the first one's just so many great one-liners in that movie. But
meow.
Meow. And bikers.
Yeah. Good enough you hang with your mother.
Who wants a mustache ride? Anyway.
Classics.
Yeah, dude, that were funny, man. That was a great. What's that name down the street? It has all that fucking shit on the wall. Man, that's a funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of movies, because, we kind of talked about movies all day. We're already in the podcast. But I mentioned this movie to Ellis, and he still has to watch it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Albino Alligator. It's Kevin Spacey directed. It's his directorial debut, actually. Gary Sinise is in it. William Fichtner's in it. Finchner, or whatever you say it. Like Faye Dunaway, Skeet Ulrich, Emmett Walsh, Raymond Montaigne, I think. Is it Ray Montaigne or whatever?
Ray Montaigne, yeah.
Yeah. And then who's the other bad guy that's in it? Matt Dillon is in it too. It's a really good, like, kind of whodunit, set in the speakeasy kind of bar in like New Orleans, and these guys are like committing a crime in the beginning, and then they end up in this bar, and the cops surround the bar, and they're kind of figuring out like how to get out of the bar, how to get out of that situation, and so it's a really easy, it's a cool like character-driven movie. It's not action or nothing like that, but it's just set in like one room basically. Kind of there's some outside scenes and stuff like that, but it's really good. So it's been one of my favorites. So I just ordered it I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I think, dude, I got it for dirt cheap on this place called Amazon. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that.
Yeah.
But it was I think I paid $3.99 for the Blu-ray.
Wow.
And because I have Amazon Prime, the shipping was free. It got here in 2 days for like $4 for a Blu-ray. So I was like, man, that's a fucking killer deal for a movie I really like. So I've been wanting Ellis to watch it, but
I almost forgot about when you said you're going to get it. And you like, I got my alligator. I'm like, you got what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Your albino out. You get your white gator. What kind of crazy thing you talking about?
Haven't seen his cat for a while.
Yeah.
The pool was green enough to have an alligator in it, but it's no longer green. It's getting
good.
In fact, I have the creepy crawler thing there on the couch. I got to fix it. I got more parts for that coming from some other place called Amazon as well.
Man, Amazon just
keeping you employed, man.
I know.
I'm doing my part.
Hey, I'm telling a billion other people. I just have job security, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
But it's a good movie though. So that's one of my recommendations is Albino Alligator.
Nice.
Definitely check it out.
Look another movie. It's an old classic movie, but 12 Angry Men. You
Oh,
seen that
yeah.
movie? That's a
Oh, yeah.
classic. Yeah.
That's such a great movie, man. With God, I can't. Emmett Walsh is in that movie.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Is that what made you think of it when I
Yeah.
said his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in that, and then God, I can't even think of the main actor that's in that. It's the guy that I can't think of it. So famous actor, obviously
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, he has kids that act, I think, too now or something like that, or did. They're like a big acting family. Man, this is horrible. This is bad
Not the
podcast right now.
Baldwins, whatever.
We can't remember shit.
I just did a brain freeze myself. I can't remember it either.
12 Angry Men is he isn't he the I can't think of it. This is horrible. People that our two listeners are going, it's so and so.
Yeah.
I actually saw a 12 Angry Men play
Oh, wow.
like in Hollywood.
Okay.
And it was based basically exactly. It was set just in this, and that's kind of how that's in one room as well. Like that whole 12 Angry Men. There's a little bit of scene in the courtroom,
Yeah.
in the beginning, and then there's a little bit of scene at the outside of the courtroom. They're standing on the steps at the end, but everything else is basically in that room, in that juror's room.
Okay.
And it's a good. And this doesn't list the actors right away, so I got to go to the actual IMDb thing. 1957, that movie came out. I'm gonna shoot myself when I get his name here. Oh, it's E.G. Marshall, Ellie Cobb, Jack Klugman in it, Jack Warden's in it, Henry Fonda. God, how would I not remember that? Yeah, that's that's a great movie though.
Mm-hmm.
But they, I saw this play and it was just done, and it was done with it wasn't an all white male, juror, because that's what you predominantly had back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was done with I think they were all Asian or they were all black, and I don't remember what it was. But it was, and then like the person on trial was obviously then like white or something like that. And it was like a female or something.
Yeah.
So they reversed it kind of in a way, like they put its own spin on. But this was, probably 12, 15 years ago I went and saw this, but it was really, really good, man.
Nice.
Like it was just acted out, and it was just all right in front of you, and the way they dressed was real simple and plain, kind of like it is in the movie, and stuff like that. Like juror number 4, kind of
Suspenders.
yeah. Yeah, there's a joke. You actually know the guy, so I'm not going to mention who he is, but there's a certain individual that goes to a bar that we go to that I always say he looks like juror number 4 from To Kill a Mockingbird, because he's this old white bald guy with suspenders. And then I found a picture of To Kill a Mockingbird, and it was this guy in suspenders that looked, and it's sitting on the juror panel. And so I always refer to him as that. He's a nice guy, but
he's really cool.
he just has that look about him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's. I don't know what he does.
School teacher.
Okay, I was going to say it looks like a shop teacher with the suspenders, but he's juror number 4. So, but so we're talking about 12 Angry Men, and then that reminded me of To Kill a Mockingbird. So, anyway, so now you know who we're talking about because so I don't want to name names or anything like that. But if you are listening and know who that guy is, don't say anything to him because let's just keep that joke rolling. Anyway, what other movies did anybody like recommendations?
Actually, okay, so I'm gonna say it, the movie Ghost Trip.
Ghost Trip?
No, Ghost GIRL, like Women's Trip. Yeah, Ghost Trip.
Girls Trip.
It's with who is it? Lawrence Tate, Queen Latifah, Regina Hall. I got suckered into it watching it, but it's a really good movie.
My sister saw it, so it was
it's
good.
funny, really funny.
Yeah.
So, if you have any lady friends, I'd say go see that.
Girls Trip.
Yeah.
I want to see. Hopefully, I might see it this weekend. Atomic Blonde. I want to see that with my girl, Shorty Stern.
Yeah. She's.
I want to see that.
I was just watching Reindeer Games over the weekend. She's in that.
Yeah.
That's another good movie with like a good big cast of crazy people in it.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher's in that. Is like this. It's one of his first movie roles.
Mm-hmm.
He'd already been on, I think, the 70s show, but he was he was just in this like a real quick scene in it. But Reindeer Games. So Charlize Theron's in that. But that. So is that Girls Trip? That's out now?
Yeah, it's out now. Came out like last week. Pretty funny.
Yeah,
really funny.
Did you ever watch Ghost in the Shell?
I did not. No, I did not.
It's It's good. It's not great.
Yeah, I saw the cartoon comics, and it's based on that.
Anime. It's based on an anime series. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff they can't do because it's live action versus anime, but they still. I mean, it push the limits on some things and stuff like that. But visually, it's really good.
Nice.
So I liked it.
A good underrated movie was Eon Flex. I think back.
Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah. And that one was put on MTV like every day, every Saturday.
No, that was a series too.
Yeah, then they made that into. But I never watched the series. But I did watch the series.
I like the series.
Really
I was into that. Mm-hmm.
Who was that? Charlize Theron as well, or is that?
I think it was Scarlett Johansson. Well, they look the same. Scarlett and Charlize Theron.
It was Charlize Theron for a while. Then it changed.
It's Charlize Theron in the movie.
Yeah.
The series was Denise Poirier or something like that. It looks like right here. Yeah, Eon Flux was Charlize Theron in the movie. And then there's that one, and then what was the one with? It's the. I think they're like vampires or something like that. But it's got the girl from the what's the series with like the zombies, the where the Capital City and the Umbrella Corporation and she fights the crazy zombies. She's like enhancer Mila Jovovich.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Huh? Resident Evil. But then she did a one where there was like she was fighting like these vampires and like the vampires and the people were getting along and they had to take this serum thing in their neck.
Underworld? No,
Underworld.
That's what Kate.
No, not Underworld. It's oh man, what's her name? Because I'm not going to be able to spell Mila Jovovich at all. Oh, I can spell it. I think she's the one in it, and it's actually a really good kind of her whole thing. Yeah. She was in Fifth Element. How hard to go to all? How do I see what you've been in? Everything. Oh, here it is. Not Resident Evil, and it might not even be her, but it's something. It is Ultraviolet.
Okay.
Ultraviolet's it's kind of like Eon Flux. It's a similar, like she's a badass chick, rides a motorcycle around, like does crazy stunts. But here, a beautiful. I don't even know how to say that. Hemophage, infected with a virus that gives her superhuman powers, has to protect a boy in a futuristic world who is thought to be carrying antigens that would destroy all hemophage. So hemophage is vampires. So, but it's a good Ultraviolet 2006 came out. It's a really good like action. She kicks ass with a fucking samurai sword and guns and different gadgets and kind of like an Eon Flux thing in a way. Like a very similar kind of fighting against the system. Kind of strong female character role. But yeah, in fact, it's right there. It says people who like this also like Resident Evil and Eon Flux is there.
There you go.
Cool.
And Evil goes global, whoever that is. Never heard of that one. But yeah, check out Ultraviolet.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Ultraviolet.
But yeah, that Eon Flux is a good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember that's like. It was like real visual too. They had like the balloon things floating up above, and they were like she was running across the lawn and like jumping and the needle things, and it was really creative, like the way they did that movie. But there's some good movies out there, man. Some underrated stuff that didn't really get seen by the masses. The Underworld ones are good too, though.
Yeah,
the Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Then the vampires and werewolves or lichens or whatever they're called. To fight each other.
Yeah, like another underrated movie was it copied the Mad Max style, like back in the day though, before this rebate, was a Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah. Yep.
That was a good movie, underrated movie, which I liked a lot.
The original Doom.
Oh yeah. Oh, that no.
Wow.
No, you don't like the original?
No, with Dwayne Johnson?
No, the original.
Oh, the original Doom.
Dune.
Dune. Yeah,
not Doom.
Okay, yeah, Dune.
Dune.
Yeah. Okay,
with
Dune.
the sand lizards and the
okay.
alien planets.
Yeah, they said
not Doom with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, because I'm like,
no, that's
like
horrible.
That movie, I'm about to say.
That's horrible. That's up there with what's the Sylvester Stallone movie where it's Daylight? Where they're like they're like in the tunnels of like New York City and something like that, and they get flooded and they're trying to escape. That movie sucked, absolutely sucked. The other movie that sucked with Sylvester Stallone was that didn't he play some race car driver in it, Driven or something? Yeah. That movie sucked too. Like I said, some bad movies.
Yeah, everyone have bad movies nowadays.
I just watched something with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it the other day, and it's called Sabotage. Okay, and it's with Sam Worthington, and they play like they're all DEA, like like hit squad, like they go after like these drug lords and embedded and stuff like that, and then they end up trying to steal $10 million off the top.
Oh wow!
Because these drug guys went after, I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger's like wife and kid and stuff like that, and then he went and stole this money, or that's the whole thing. Is they go as a team try to steal $10 million, and so they go into this drug lord's house. They take the toilet off of the off the studs off the ground, and they bag up all this money and tie it to a rope and send it all down the shitter, right?
Wow, okay.
And then they tie it off, or they let it go, and then they put the shitter back on, the toilet back on. Then they blow up all the other cash in there, and it comes out to find out that there's still $10 million missing. Like they knew, because the FBI had another investigation going on at the same time. They knew exactly how much money was there.
Okay.
Even though they blew up some, they're like, wait a minute, it doesn't add up. Yeah. And so they go down in the sewers later. After that's the whole opening scene. They go in the sewers later. They go to pull on the rope and pull all their money out, and it's gone. Oh. So who took it?
Yeah. Wow.
So it's a whole, and then members of their team start dying off.
Okay.
So it's like, who is killing us? Is it the cartels killing us? Is it the other members of the DEA? Is it members inside of our own team? So it's kind of it was actually a decent movie. Okay. I mean, it's only a couple years old too. It looks like, I think it was 14 or 15 it came out in. So, nice. But yeah, it was actually a pretty decent movie. Cool. It was on L Rate Network, I think, that was showing it. It was pretty good.
Another underrated rock movie. It was it's about this guy who went Payback because guy killed his family, I guess. It was with The Rock. It was he's like a hitman dude. I forgot what the movie was called, but it was a really good movie. But I forgot what it was called. It's a really good movie.
With The Rock?
Yeah. I watched on TNT the other day, and good acting too. Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Payback with what's his name? Who's the guy who did Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson did that movie Payback, right? Where he was pitting those two different family, the guys, they owed him money, and he wanted just his $50,000, and they kept thinking it was like $5 million or $500,000. He's like, no, it's just $50,000. They're like, you're doing all this for $50,000? Right.
What's that movie called?
I'm trying to begin. The Rock. It's Rock Johnson, actor. I should put in Dwayne Johnson, I guess. Damn it. All right, talk. Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, let's see. Really good movie. It's like Driven or something like that. Not Driven, but it was something like.
Did you see San Andreas?
I did.
Was it any good?
It's like a 6.5 out of 10.
Dude, he has a bunch of stuff still coming out.
Yeah.
He has San Andreas 2.
Oh, did they make another one?
Announced, it says.
Oh, gosh.
The Jansen Directive, Jungle Cruise, Journey 3, Doc Savage, Black Adam, Big Trouble in Little China, rumored to remake that. Jumanji,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Rampage, Skyscraper, and Fighting with My Family.
Jeez.
Those are all things he has coming out.
Did you guys see the Jumanji trailer?
No.
It was okay. Kevin Hart's in it too.
Oh yeah.
And
I saw them doing the making of it or something. Like there were some things about that. All right, so I'm going to tell movies and then his movies, and then hopefully we'll find the one you're talking about.
Okay.
Central Intelligence.
Nope.
Okay. Jim and the Holograms.
Nope.
It's not Fast and Furious. It's not Santa. It's not John Cena. WWE. Hercules. No. Pain and Gain, that was a great movie.
Yeah,
Empire State?
No, Empire State.
Snitch?
No, it wasn't Snitch. But that was a great movie too, by the way.
Journey, Fast 5, Transformers Prime. This is Faster?
That's what it was.
He's a driver?
Yeah, that's it. Yep, Faster.
Yeah. Let me look that up. I've never heard. 2010.
Yeah, great movie. Underrated, but great movie.
Ex-con gets on a series of apparently unrelated killings. He gets tracked by a veteran cop with secrets of his own and an egotistical hitman.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, Billy Bob Thornton, Maggie Grace. Oh, that's actually looks like that pretty good.
Yeah. Great underrated movie.
Tom Berenger's in it. Wow. Carla Giancano. She's always smoking it. Mike Epps.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to look that up faster. Yeah. The poster looks familiar for it. But it's just him standing all muscled up, and that's pretty much all of his posters, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What? Oh, Tooth Fairy. There you go. No, Tooth Fairy. Wonder what his first.
I think it's The Mummy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here.
Scorpion
First
King.
thing, okay, we have a lot of WWF stuff. That 70s show.
That's a good movie.
The Scorpion King?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's all computer animated, though. Like, really?
I still like the movie. I still like it, though.
I didn't like that one. I liked the ones before that with
Brendan Fraser.
yeah, the Brendan Fraser ones, the Mummy ones.
Yeah.
That 70s show was the first thing he actually acted in. He was Rocky Johnson.
Oh, wow.
And it would happen to be a wrestling show
Okay.
as The Rock. So he played himself, really.
Yeah.
But the Net TV series, he did that. WWF, Star Trek Voyager, he did an episode. No Way Out TV movie. The Mummy Returns was his first actual movie as the Scorpion King. So, yeah, that one I liked. But the actual Scorpion King movie,
What?
it wasn't really...
Yeah.
I wasn't buying that one.
And Tom Cruise's Mummy, that screwed up in the box office big time.
Yeah, not as bad as your boy Al Gore's movie just came in. Well, he did. Remember, he did the apocalyptic style movie, like the whole Earth is going to be. We're already supposed to be underwater right now.
Yeah,
Forgot what it's called. I forgot what the Al Gore's movie was called. But his new one just released this last weekend.
Okay.
It's the sequel to his climate change.
Okay.
Basically,
Oh yeah,
the world's going to end.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel recently. And they were talking about.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he has that. I can't think of it. It's not even pulling up on IMDb. So, but no, he was in that. So he did his climate change movie like years ago, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then supposedly it was like by 2009 or 10 or something like that, or 11, we were supposed to be like underwater. The seas were going to rise like 15 feet, and polar ice caps were going to be completely gone by now, and all that kind of stuff. So none of that actually happened.
Yeah.
So they made a new one, and it's basically alarmist as well. Like, man has to stop what he's doing, and this. And in some interview, he actually claimed that climate change is as a great a threat as the civil rights movement. Like, that's how it's that big of a deal. That's important. That's how important it is.
I heard
the way he's saying it, and a lot of people got on him for that.
Wow.
So his movie came out this last weekend.
Okay.
Guess where it debuted?
Last.
Well, I don't know if it was last. I mean, you have to, there's movies that have been out for a while.
Oh,
but out of all the brand new movies that came out, its debut weekend,
Okay.
15th.
Wow. That's pretty bad. Yeah.
There's a lot of movies out there. I think the Harkins next to us only shows like 11 movies, so I don't even think they're showing it.
Yeah.
So that should have been direct to video, man.
Right.
Yeah, apparently nobody really cares about climate control,
Yeah.
change, or weather, or seasons, or whatever it actually is.
Right.
I don't know. You get people called a denier, climate denier, skeptic, or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think man is affecting it, but probably not on the rate that they say it is. And the whole thing with scientists, if you actually look up the EPA's website, it has because they're a federal agency, it has to show you where all their money goes to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they give these huge grants and monies to these scientists. So if you already saying, like, if we're saying, hey, if I'm the EPA and the EPA says, hey, things are bad, do a study that says this, we're going to give you money for it.
Right.
What are your conclusions going to be?
Yeah, I think it would be bad.
You're gonna keep saying what they want to hear because you want to keep getting that money.
Exactly.
So there is an independent scientist out there that's all like when they say, well, 9 out of 10 scientists agree that climate change exists and man-made is causing it and this and everything. Well, yeah, it's 9 out of the 10 that 9 of those 10 you hire. So they're going to say what you want them to say because they're getting the money from you, and it's millions of dollars that they spend on
it's
this stuff.
millions of dollars. They have millions of dollars on research and everything. Like they have millions of dollars on like diseases and stuff like that, and yet they still can't find a cure, which is bullshit. I know they can, just don't want to do it because they put a lot of people out of business, and the world's overpopulated anyways. So it's dying them off and killing us all.
Well, and somebody else just said recently, too, a climate change thing, because they were talking about it with Al Gore's movie coming out, that this guy said, he's a Hollywood film documentary maker or something like that. He basically said that the best thing to stop carbon output is to stop having children.
Oh, there you go.
So, because that way our future kids are not creating carbon in the future.
Yeah.
Consumers.
Yeah.
We're not consumers of carbon in the future. So there we go. We'll just stop having kids. There we go.
China have a law.
If you just kill everybody in the world, then Yeah, that's the thing. Well, China did that.
Yeah, I know.
China went down to like you can only have like one kid now
That's what
per
I'm saying.
family.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
you have to
said.
make a certain amount of money in China, and then if you make over that, then you can afford an extra kid. But they limited it to one child per household, and you get fined by the government now.
Yeah.
So we want to live under that kind of regime, having the government tell you how many kids you can have.
I don't want kids anyways. I don't like kids, so.
Yeah, well, I like kids. I just like it when I can, like, kind of, hey, here, now go. Oh, you pooped your pants? Go back to your parent.
Yeah.
Oh, you're starting to cry? Go back to your parent. Oh, we want to, I'll play and color with you and, whatever. But, yeah, now go back to your parent. Now I'm done. Like, I need, cool, I'm your uncle, and now go back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the climate change thing is just, the science isn't actual science because of where they're getting it from and who's paying for it. So how do you actually trust it? And that's what most of the science, most of the people believe. So when you really go down and research who is actually funding it, then it gets a little fishy. So, I don't know, man. That's follow the dollar, right? We haven't said that in a while on the podcast.
Yeah.
So, on that note, man, what? So, anybody have anything coming up? Trips or travel or anything?
My Seattle plans got canceled.
Oh yeah.
Too expensive.
Right.
Way too expensive. Like I'm not like I didn't know it'd be that expensive out there in Seattle, but yeah, I found out that's not worth it. So it's a little
Just
let down.
like the flight up there or
The
something?
flight
or
up there, the
staying
hotels.
Oh, yeah,
all that stuff.
hotels are ridiculously expensive right now.
Yeah, I texted my friend lives up there. I texted him, hey, like, any place I can stay? Like, dude, like, honestly, expensive. Like, I'm moving out of Seattle because it's too expensive. Like, oh, wow, okay.
Well, that's what you get when everybody makes $15 minimum wage. See, everything else goes up.
Yeah. So there you go.
I feel like we talked about this last
Yeah.
week. It's funny how that happens. Everything else gets expensive when you raise the minimum wage.
But,
That's funny. But, yeah, I mean, you couldn't even, like, Airbnb or...
I tried that, but I'm like, nah, I'll just
Hostel?
do that.
Youth
Yeah,
hostel?
No, fuck that. No, I don't trust
I stayed in youth hostels all over Europe, man. It's fun.
Nice.
You're
I've seen the movies.
You're a young, tall... That's not like that, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's the thing. The movie came out after I was there. So, dude, I stayed in some sketchy places, too.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, there were some sketchy places where you're like, I mean, just a mattress on the floor, and it's a room, and there's like 10 mattresses on the floor, and there's 15 people sleeping in there.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, this is. And then some hostels are really nice, and some were in really shitty parts of towns. So I don't know, but that's it was a cheap way to go. It was like under $20 a night probably at the time. I mean, this is back in the '98 or something like that. So, but then you can take the train, take Amtrak up.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of flying, take the Amtrak up, and then the Surfliner. I think it's the Pacific Surfliner. Amtrak is what that's called. And then go stay at a hostel, man, or a Airbnb or something.
Yeah, I was looking at Airbnb too. But it's like
It's Seattle, man. Just camp like with everybody else. All the
hippies.
all the what's the Occupy people that were up there for a while. And stuff,
yeah.
You just hang out with them.
There you go. With my Bernie Sanders
Just be
t-shirt.
Grunge crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just fit right in, man.
Get your flannels and boots.
Get your flannel and some docks and go for it,
There you
dude.
go. Have my Nirvana suit on. Like I'm with
Yeah.
you guys.
All right, man.
So it's episode 23.
Episode
Thank you,
23.
Havoc Pools for sponsoring us. Get all your pool stuff at Havoc Pools in Corona.
There we go.
And
Got you
I'm
doing
Brandon.
voiceovers now.
Right.
And Chino, TK Chino, a restaurant in Chino called TK.
Tilted Kilt.
Tilted Kilt. It's
My mouth doesn't work.
Tilted Kilt.
Mush mouth over here, man. Fat Albert and his gang. On that note,
Is Ellis?
yeah, we're just gonna end that one, man. Thank you for listening.